me, your boy, the hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie boy. Robbie, say hello to the beautiful people.
Beautiful people, what's going on?
What's going on? We just lost an hour, but I think we all gained our mental health back.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful place to be.
Yes. I was thinking about that. How I think I'll be a little happier once it gets nice out and I could go outside more.
Well, light.
Yes.
Also, I think that
Light.
we forget how much the sun.
Yes.
We revolve around it for a reason.
I agree.
I don't understand science completely, but if we revolve around something because it must be important and we should be around it more.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's great. I think it's great that I always believe that people should be leaving work when it's sunny out.
Yes.
I think that should be the standard.
You need sunlight.
Yeah, you need sunlight.
Yes.
Think about the days when you don't get sunlight, you get sadder.
Of course.
Yeah, so I do think that.
And they stack on top of each other. If you get a few days with no sunlight,
it gets dark.
it does get dark.
We don't need to look for metaphors. Yes, exactly. We don't need to look for metaphors when it's exactly there. When it's dark, it gets dark.
Absolutely.
So bring on the light.
I agree.
Bring on the light. I think it is a beautiful thing. I don't understand why we continue doing daylight savings time. I truly don't.
No, we want daylight savings. That's what we like.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why we do standard time.
I agree.
I think standard, actually them calling it standard time is them trying to manipulate us.
I agree.
Because the standard time is the time that we don't want. And they go, well, that's the standard. No,
Yes.
It's not.
So this is the deal.
Tell me.
Standard time. Earliest sunrise of the year, 4:24 a.m., 4:28 p.m. is the earliest sunset.
Wait, 4:20 the sun is rising?
So if it were standard time all year round, earliest sunrise 4:24, earliest sunset 4:28 p.m., latest sunrise 7:20 a.m., latest sunset 7:31 p.m.
Okay.
So that's the kind of framework in which you live in.
Great.
If it was daylight savings time all year round, earliest sunrise is 5:24 a.m., earliest sunset 5:28 p.m., latest sunrise 8:20 a.m., latest sunset 8:31 p.m. This is my situation. Everybody is experiencing between 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m.
Okay. Yeah.
Almost every 98% of the population, 99% of the population is awake between 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m.
Yes.
So that's the hour that we get of the light, right? We're assigning that hour of light.
Yeah.
Not everybody is up from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
No.
Most people are. Maybe 50% of the people are up between 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m.
These statistics are
Made up. Completely made up.
Let's just get ahead of that.
But what are we talking about?
Well,
I don't understand. Why do we not give the light to the time frame where everybody is up? We can agree that most people, I think, are awake between 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
over 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
I agree with you on this.
Why are we are catering the life around morning people?
I'm tired of morning people thinking that they run this world.
They do.
I'm tired
They do
of
run the
morning
world.
people thinking that they run the world. You know how sick I also want to say about those statistics. For 4:20, what was it, 4:24 or something like that to be the earliest time? I think the sun should always give a half-hour buffer between when a bar closes and when you could get home. We should allow people to stumble out of a bar at 4 a.m. and then we should not burden these beautiful souls that party all night long with seeing the sun.
What the fuck? Exactly.
Right? We should let them.
That's a great point.
We should let them party in peace.
Yes.
We should.
Until
believe
4 a.m. 4 a.m. is the only true time bars should close.
It actually.
You want to call yourself a bar or a club, you have to be open till 4 a.m.
I actually can't stand when it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
No, good parties really start to pop off in the 1 to 3 a.m. range. I'm sorry.
That's the truth.
That is the truth.
I believe in that too.
I'm sorry. That's just what it is.
We need to give commuters from a bar the commuting that they need.
I agree. That's a great point.
We can't have them going home in the sunlight.
That's a great point.
Because we do not need to shed light on the night.
I agree.
And that is still the night to me.
And then 4:28, earliest sunset. We live in a 9 to 5 society.
It's bananas.
So it is bananas. I agree. I think we should always just be in daylight savings time.
I agree. We should always be in daylight savings
We're in it
time.
for 8 months, anyways. Trump was talking about it because I think he kind of thought it was a no-brainer. And he goes, well, there's a lot of people that really love to wake up in the morning. And he's just like, I didn't. It's really a split issue. So when it's a split issue, I'm not going to do anything about it. So he, I guess, has some fucking loser, I don't know, morning people that are in his ear. Because it was going to go through.
That's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't like that. But and we adjusted. We lost the
back,
hour.
we're back.
Here. We'll get a little more sunlight. Us people, us beautiful people.
Yes.
Us beautiful. Yeah, I would hate to hear the conversations people are having at 5 a.m.
I agree.
I actually, you want to say that there's bad conversations happening at bars or out at 3, 4 in the morning? You know how disgusting the conversations happening at 5 a.m. are?
Yeah.
That people just woke up?
Yeah.
Now, those are toxic conversations. I take the 3 a.m. conversation any day over the 5 a.m. early bird wake up combo.
I agree.
Because what are they talking about? Who they have
objectives
at 3 a.m. Celebrity crushes. Yeah. What do they talk about? A work flirt like that. Where they talk about let's get what pizza place is open. Yeah. Can we still get a Domino's tracker app right now? 5 a.m. What are we talking about? How we're gonna steal from people? Steal 100%. From people in their face?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why we're giving love to these morning people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not pro morning person at all. No. What are we talking about?
So I think that, but we live in a world where this exists and daylight savings time happens.
Well, because they're getting their work done in the morning. They're up early.
It's quiet. The early bird catches worm.
We're not trying to get ahead of them when we're up late. We're enjoying ourselves.
That's what it is.
They're up early, fucking scheming and plotting. I'm not working from midnight to 4 a.m. I'm having fun. Morning people, when are we having fun?
At night.
No, they're going to bed at night. Because they have to wake up in the morning.
People.
When are the morning people? When is the fun?
They have
once a month?
No, they don't have fun, Rob.
Fun is at night.
And we have to remember what happens all work and no play. That's the plot of The Shining.
That's the plot of the fucking world we live in.
That's the plot of The Shining. All work and no play makes Johnny, right? That's why he
That's the line he writes, right?
Yeah,
a million times.
Yeah, that's what the line he writes. Because so we can't have these people doing that. And I hate to say the early bird gets the worm.
I agree.
Why all of a sudden are we comparing? Why are we idolizing birds? And I'm a man who loves birds.
Yeah.
But there's so many beautiful things about birds. I don't go, if only I had their food.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one part about them. How are we not, if we have a bird saying, how is it not about flying?
I agree.
How is it about worms?
I agree.
I don't want a worm.
Fly like a bird.
I'm asleep in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, how is it?
We have to start stealing the worm at 4 a.m. when we're up late. Sabotaging.
Sabotage the worm.
Yeah, get the worm.
Well, this is the world.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up?
No, we need to do the worm.
Do the worm?
Yeah.
The only worm I see is the one. There's two worms, and the late bird does the worm. The early bird catches the worm.
We get the worm, we chop it up, we snort it.
Oh,
that's it. It's gone.
I was imagining the
worm.
The physical.
Well, that's actually the motion that you do when you swim butterfly.
Yeah.
And I teach butterfly.
And
I teach that kick.
Yeah.
And I can't do the worm.
You can't.
But sometimes I just shake on the ground to be like, if I could do the worm, this is where I would do it. I'll do it in the air.
You gotta learn how to do it.
Which is just undulating and kind of really moving my hips.
Undulating. Spell it.
Undulating.
Go.
UNDULATING. Undulate.
At home? Check it.
I think so.
That was awesome.
Okay.
That was awesome. That you caught me. This is an example of confidence wins everything.
Okay.
Go ahead. Continue. So you're undulating. So you should learn how to do the worm just to be a better swimmer.
I try to do it. Yes.
We got to get you. You got to do 30-day challenge.
Trying to do the worm?
30-day challenge trying to do the worm. This is day one of me trying to do the worm.
I don't know.
Until you can go a full city block.
Okay. City block is crazy. No. I need somebody who can do it to teach me it.
Well, you got to. You know what? You need to present to the world your starting points for the worm.
Okay. Interesting.
I think
I'm trying to think of like maybe there's some people on the team that have a lot of core strength that could teach me. Do women want to do the worm? I would say no.
What do you mean? Do women want to do the worm?
I would
never
it's
say no.
Painful
to that. On
our
their breasts.
Yeah.
Well, as a man with a breast, I mean, my breasts are different than women's breasts.
Yeah. Like what?
It must be painful.
I would think it's painful.
I don't know. This is a question we will not find the answer. There's some things about that I'm not going to know the answer to.
Yeah,
like
right.
You know what another?
I don't think I want to know the answer either.
Yeah, I don't want because if I find out the worm is painful for women, then I feel bad.
Yes, I meant like the answer to doing the worm. Like I don't want to learn it. I don't want to feel the pain. I don't really want it. I think I'm good on the worm.
You know what another mystery to me is?
I think it's a child's move. What's the mystery? What's the mystery?
Another mystery for me about women is why when they get T-shirts. This blows my mind. It's something I don't understand. Okay. Why when women get T-shirts, do they always cut the crew neck aspect of it?
Always? What do you mean?
You've never seen a woman that cuts their shirt like this, so it's not a crew neck anymore. It's a loose neck.
Style.
Is it style?
Of course.
I don't think it's style. I think that it comes too close.
It comes too close.
I think the collar.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes the shirts come too close.
I think the collar comes too close.
Yes.
It's just something I when I see a woman with a shirt cut like that, I just look. I go, "What happened? What was this? What was it? Did you try it on?" And go, "I'll buy it, but I'll change it."
Maybe. There was a lot of T-shirts when we were kids.
Yeah.
You just get T-shirts.
Yeah.
Everything you do, you get a T-shirt. You're on the team, you get a T-shirt. There's a benefit, you get a T-shirt. There's an event, you get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
T-shirts were like the thing to memorialize what happened.
I know.
You win a.
You don't gotta tell me, man.
What?
Fit in any of them.
Oh, really?
I didn't have.
They didn't have XLs?
No.
Damn,
I mean, I was a
brutal.
double X in high school.
And they didn't have double X's for you.
No.
That's unfortunate.
So when someone goes, "Oh, remember in high school when this happened?" I
go,
remember. I go, "No, I
didn't
can't."
get the T-shirt.
They go, "Oh, there was a T-shirt." I go, "Sorry, I never got that T-shirt. I never got the T-shirt, so I don't remember."
I get that.
I don't remember March of Dimes from 2004.
Exactly, March of Dimes. Sweet 16s, you would go, you get a T-shirt.
I never had an what's an airbrush?
Mitzvahs, yeah.
Someone brought up airbrush. I went, what?
That's tough.
Yeah, I've never experienced. I have T-shirts in my closet, and I give them to people.
That's nice.
Because at certain points, I stopped asking for my size.
Okay.
So now I just give them to people.
That's good.
So
well, speaking of T-shirts, I wanna talk a little bit about the T-shirt I'm wearing today.
He has a T-shirt.
I wore a T-shirt. So, do you ever look back at yourself and you're like, I can't believe this was my look? Or do you stand by most of your looks in your adult life?
There was a couple. I mean, a few pop in my mind instantly.
What?
I had a denim Echo jacket with fake spray paint, tags and graffiti all over it.
That's incredible. How's that not aged better?
And it was one of those.
You look back at that now and you're like, that was bad?
Yeah.
Shot.
It was one of those.
Shot.
It was like a fake, like, you know how Japan does that amazing denim, that like dark blue denim?
Yes.
It was like a fake dark blue Japanese jacket with fake graffiti all over it. And then I would wear that with a polo t-shirt, a polo Echo like collared shirt that had graffiti all over that.
Oh, wow.
Too. Your boy just walked around Staten Island tagged up.
I mean, that's cool. I would look back at that and be like, I was awesome.
I also would wear. I was very matchy.
I like that.
I would wear. One time I wore Iron Man shirt, Iron Man pants, Iron Man shoes.
Okay. How old are we here?
15.
15
straight squad.
Interesting.
Echo Unlimited.
Okay. So Echo would do collabs.
Yeah.
And you were like, I need the collabs. I need the whole thing.
I need the Iron Man. And then RDJ, Robert Downey Jr.
Did he ruin it for you?
Ruined it.
I could see that.
He ruined it for me.
I could see that.
I go, you're telling me Chaplin? I'm going to be wearing Chaplin on my chest?
We lived in a world where all of the superheroes didn't have celebrities assigned.
It was beautiful.
Which was nice. Like, Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man, and then maybe you could say Christian Bale was Batman. But really, we lived in a world that, exactly. Like, we were able to be kids in a world where the superheroes were just superheroes.
You know what, Rob? People are screaming at us right now.
Why?
Christopher Reeves was Superman. Michael Keaton was Batman.
That wasn't for millennials.
Yes, that's why I wanted. Yeah, I agree
Michael
with
Keaton, Adam West. Sure, we know that these people were Batman, Superman.
Yeah.
But like, we lived in a pocket of time where those people weren't relevant to us, and the new stuff wasn't out yet. Batman Beyond was like maybe the biggest Batman for us. Like, he was the coolest Batman that we had for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
pre-Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, Batman Beyond was pretty big. I mean, you know who I loved growing up?
Who?
Chris O'Neill, the guy who played Robin.
Okay.
I never want to be Batman. I was like, Robin's hot as shit.
Robin's cool. Obviously, I liked Robin. My name, people always mistook it for Robin.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they had trouble reading?
I don't know. Robbie, Robin, they just say Robin.
Ah, nice. Go with it.
Yeah.
So I do think that is it, because once you equate like just an idea or a fake character without a celebrity, it's fun.
Yes. Even we were able to read Harry Potter without, not you, but like without
I read the first Harry Potter before.
Without putting an actor to it, which I thought the actors were good in it.
Yeah. So. I think I might have seen them all. I don't know.
But it's good to use your imagination.
Have I said this before on the podcast? But I was never a Harry Potter fan. And when all the stuff came out about J.K. Rowling, I was like, I've never been on the right side of history by accident. I've never just by accidentally been on the right side of freaking history.
Which is great.
That came out. I go, I never liked that shit. I was so proud of myself that I accidentally stood. And I would, if I was a fan, I would have switched, right? But to not be a fan, I went.
I was right the whole time.
I knew.
You knew.
I knew something this magic shit was gonna go down a wrong path. It's a quick road from the Wingardium Leviosa to asking questions. I was so proud of myself,
which is good.
It's very good. But so that's what I would wear. So what are you?
So very recently, even, I would say. Ooh. I'm looking back. So I'm going through my closet now, and I come upon this shirt, and.
Come upon.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't wear this shirt out. Really.
And so you said, I'll wear it to Seb's.
I said I'll wear it today because I wanted to talk about it.
Oh.
But I'll put it out. This was my, like, what I thought high fashion was in 2021. I'm coming out of COVID, and I would wear this shirt with a velour jumpsuit. So I would wear the velour pants.
With that exact jumpsuit you wear?
Yeah, but I would take the jacket off.
Okay.
So I would really be rocking the velour pants. And then this is the shirt that I thought in 2021 was like I was being very fashionable.
The pinnacle of fashion.
This was my high fashion. I was like, this is like me showing my personality. It's class. It's everything. This is high fashion right now.
So let's talk about this shirt.
And this is the shirt.
It says Epcot World Showcase, which is, I love when a shirt says where you bought it.
Yes.
Because if the Mickey Mouse wasn't enough, we need to know it's from the World Showcase of Epcot.
In Epcot.
So that means you bought it in Epcot. Correct. And it says Italia,
with the Italian flag.
So I love that because almost it says Italia, and it almost like Italy sued, be like, no, you can't just put Italy. You have to say it's from the World Showcase. And so
Italia must be what Italy is in Italian.
Yes, but it's also being like, hey, just remember this is a fake. This shirt is supporting. You bought this in fake Italy.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful thing. It's like, yeah, I went to Italy, Epcot, and I bought this Italian shirt, Epcot. And then we have...
And then this is kind of the craziest part, is these two stripes, and then it's like a tight on the biceps. Well, almost like a Popeye the Sailor Man photo, or shirt.
Well, must have been the reason why you liked it.
Well, what I wanted was like one of those crew neck shirts where it's just Mickey, and then it would say Italy, and then it would be like a square of Italy in the background. That was kind of my real vision of what I wanted. Yeah. And I was like, this is close just enough. Up there. This is like in that collection. This is what I want. This is what I came to Epcot to get. And I came back thinking this was like a $40 t-shirt, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is high fashion. I went out once a month during COVID. This. And I'm wearing this to do an improv show. We had a show. It was a big show. We have like famous people are on the show. And I'm wearing this. And I'm like, this is me doing high fashion.
So I love this picture of Mickey.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he's singing Do you imagine that
he is singing? Yeah,
that
100%.
is Mickey Mouse singing.
Yeah, absolutely, he's singing.
So we just in the, above, right above the nipple, we have right above the nipple. We have dancing, pitter pattering on Robbie's nipple. We have Mickey Mouse belting his lungs out.
Yes.
You know, in olden times when the singing was about to get real, when the man took off his hat. In a barber, yes,
I love it.
In a barbershop quartet, it was like everything was going good, but when they were about to drop the beat, they would take off their hats.
I love that.
That was the equivalent of the beat drop, was the hat off for the barbershop quartet. What do you imagine he's singing?
Some Italian shit.
How offensive! How offensive!
I'm like not Frank Sinatra, not Frank Sinatra. I don't know Italian words, as we know. As we discovered on the Growing Up Italian podcast, Sebastian and I know 0 Italian words.
You looked me dead in the eye. You went, some Italian shit.
No, like
almost
Italian
angry
shit.
at it.
No, I like Italians.
Italian shit. I don't know. Some shit Italian. I don't know. I don't know. Some garbage. And this was his favorite T-shirt for a while.
This was my favorite T-shirt for a while. I can't sing you. I wanted to sing. That's amore. But that's not what he's singing. He's singing Italian shit. Stuff. A song in Italian. Can you do it?
Oh mio bambino paro.
Okay, that's what he's singing. That was beautiful. That was good. That was very good.
You don't know.
No.
Buonasera, señorita. Buonasera.
I would think that's Spanish.
Said it's time to say goodnight to Napoli.
No, I don't know.
No, that's Italian. I mean, Romance languages are very similar.
Yeah.
They're all origin.
No, I don't know Italian.
So some people would wear Gucci, Prada.
This was that for me.
Epcot World Showcase, Mickey singing some Italian shit shirt.
Yeah. Tight sleeves. And now I go through my closet and I'm like, what do I do? Do I get rid of it? I can't wear this. Like, this is like in 2021, I would wear to the club. Like, this was like my premier outfits. Top 3 premier outfits.
This was you.
And now I'm
like,
like,
in the club like this, and people went, damn.
But this is my confidence is just like I can own anything if I own it, and I'm just like I think I lost the ability to own it. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe
because I think fashion is just like owning it.
Yeah, I would say this.
Or I never owned it.
To a degree.
Okay.
To a degree.
Okay.
To a degree. If I was wearing a shirt that said Hakuna Matata.
I have a shirt that says Hakuna Matata.
You have an Hakuna Matata?
That I wore. You can't even see the writing anymore because it's so faded out. I wore the Hakuna Matata shirt maybe 500 times. That's not an exaggeration.
Wow.
It was a promotion for breast cancer. So Hakuna Matata.
You're using the word promotion.
Tata. All right. Fundraiser. It was a fundraiser.
I just had to speak to that. It was not a promotion.
The sorority. One of my favorite sororities. I had a lot of good friends.
No.
One of my favorite.
You used the best. Promotion was wrong. Best was right. So go ahead. One of the best sororities. One of my
favorite sororities on campus.
Okay, they were doing a promotional.
They were doing a philanthropy event. And which what would you call it? Campaign.
They were campaigning?
Like a campaign for
a fundraiser.
Breast cancer. Yeah, a fundraising campaign.
Breast cancer awareness fundraising for breast cancer.
Correct. And the shirt was their colors were like actually their colors are irrelevant because
no, we need to know the colors. People are in bated breath.
Well, it was ETA, Zeta Tau Alpha, and their colors.
You didn't have to tell us, Rob. As soon as you
gray
said
and turquoise,
best sorority, we all go ZTA.
They knew.
ZTA.
That's a lot of shade. I can't say that.
What do you mean?
As the former president, I can't say.
You can't stand on business that they were the best.
No, they weren't. It's all relative. I don't know. But they were one of the better ones.
You are 15 years away from being in the Greek life. You cannot say.
I'm 10.
You are 24 years out of Greek life.
About that we got to talk about on the Patreon because I'm not going to say it here. But there's a lot of tea around that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of tea, and I need to sort something out. So we're going to talk through that.
Okay.
So subscribe to the Patreon. We can talk through my dilemma.
Oh, God. Okay. ZTA. So they were turquoise and brown, you said?
Turquoise and gray, but the shirt was gray and pink. So whatever.
Great.
That's why I said it's irrelevant.
Oh,
but it said Hakuna Matata, Tata in pink.
For titties.
For tatas, yes. Tata was like a big thing for the breast cancer. Do you remember the Tata bracelets?
No, I do not remember.
The thick bracelets?
Don't shame me.
Do you remember?
Don't shame
All right, do you remember Live Strong?
me.
Do you remember Live Strong?
Don't shame me. Could you hear the voice?
Do you remember Live Strong?
Nothing is worse than someone.
Sorry.
You literally just said the same thing. When you don't know someone and someone just repeats the same words back at you, but just more flabbergasted of your human experience, you go tatas, like
I can't even find them.
Because it wasn't a shared experience. I know Live Strong.
And you didn't know these, Save the Tatas, the thick ones?
I'm sorry. I did not know that.
Okay.
And we in Staten Island we didn't have that.
Okay, but
we weren't vulgar like that.
Okay.
We weren't
vulgar in Staten Island.
We were. Right. We had Breast Cancer Society was the big place out in Staten Island.
Okay.
And they would never do Save the Tatas.
Save the Tatas was like a big. Maybe it was just in my town.
No,
and there was a thicker bracelet that was in the era of Live Strong.
And so you
had like maybe it was 3 years after Live Strong, because Live Strong went fucking strong for a while. Did you have one? Like I didn't have maybe Live Strong, but I would get a different color for every outfit I had.
My wrist was too fat.
Oh, you couldn't get the Live Strong.
Support testicular cancer. I couldn't.
What the fuck, Live Strong? So you couldn't accessorize with the Live Strong.
I couldn't even be like I stand against cancer. I was too fat to even protest cancer.
Well, you were on the right side of that too.
By accident.
Lance Armstrong ended up being a shitty guy.
Yeah. Why? Because juicing or other stuff too?
I think juicing, lying, manipulation. Like it was a whole operation of like him projecting an image that wasn't real.
That'll get you.
But I can't.
That'll get you.
Don't quote me on that.
Don't know.
Just Google Lance Armstrong.
Yeah. Oh, and Google this. Tatas.
Tata. Save the Tatas.
I have a question about this shirt. So this Save the
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
I wish I could get another one. I fucking wore that thing so much. There's so many pictures of me in the shirt.
And did it wear down from you wearing it so much, or from you rubbing your hands on the word tatas?
I didn't do that. I'm not a freak.
Well, don't tell me. I was the one who accidentally wore out those fake plastic titties in my mom's face.
That's true.
So don't be freak shaming me.
All right, I'm sorry.
Because I'm an absolute
sorry.
freak.
You're right. I was not. I am a freak.
I'm a freak.
I am a freak. I'm sorry.
I used to put on, as we all know, I
just wasn't doing that.
Those fake plastic boobs my mom bought.
Was that real?
What do you mean?
No,
it wasn't real.
You were wearing them?
I would roll up to school.
I thought you were just licking them. I'm trying to find this picture.
I would roll up to school. And with my car blasting hip hop music, and I would be having the fake boobs on underneath my shirt, and then like opening my shirt and showing them. I mean,
this is what I'm saying about. I feel like I could wear it to the club. I can own anything. This is a party I threw at my house in college, where we invited all of the executive boards of all the Greek organizations on campus, and this is the shirt I wore. Hakuna Matata.
Also,
I guess I was showing my bias to one group.
I will say this. It's the photo is more iconic than the shirts.
I agree. But I'm just saying, I'm more like trying to be like, I would wear these types of shirts out. Like, I'm like, this is my style.
Your style
I like something, I'll connect to it. I can own anything.
It's cheese.
This is awesome. I look awesome.
I agree, but it's more that girls are hugging you and cheering next to you, and a guy's pouring champagne in front of you as you scream.
Yes.
You actually look like the problem guy in a college.
My friend Joe DeMarco also looking awesome. Shout out. In the photo. He listens, and he's in the photo. I got to shout him out.
Okay, we can.
I got to shout him out.
I mean, I want to shout out Joe DeMarco.
But anyways, the Hakuna Matata shirt I loved. So you said I wish there was a shirt that said Hakuna Matata. Or you said maybe you were making fun of a shirt that would say Hakuna Matata. I forget how we got
I was just like, it's hard to pull off. But then you said
pulled it off, baby.
And you pulled off at Hakuna Matatas. So we all have different experiences, and that's a beautiful thing, Rob.
Absolutely.
Not me. That's awesome. Not me. No. I'm in. I could wear Gucci and that else to be like. But I tried because, as everyone knows, I shop at the big and tall store, and I'm really happy that I'm open about it.
That's good.
Because who am I fooling? One. It's hard though. It's hard. I was at DXL and there was this guy that was even bigger than me, and he was buying something, and then he was getting the thing, and they're like, "Oh, can we have your phone number so we could text you?" He's like, "I don't need to be getting texts from this." It's like hard emotionally for people. Like I feel you for you, you know. So I'm really happy I'm open about that. You know,
that's good.
I don't need to be Lance Armstrong in this shit. I thought Sebastian was shopping in regular stores this whole time. No. But I went to DXL the other day, and this is embarrassing. This is truly mortifying.
Okay.
I went the other day. I went to go buy a shirt, and it was too expensive for me. I go to put it back. The guy looks me dead in the eyes. He goes, "Too bad you weren't here yesterday." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Shaquille O'Neal was here. He was on a shopping spree, buying everyone whatever they wanted in the DXL." Shaquille O'Neal is being the fairy godmother of big and tall men out there, just going to DXL's, giving people a shopping spree for $100 T-shirts.
In New York City?
In New York City.
That's awesome.
6th Avenue. And so this isn't the sad part.
Okay.
The sad part is now, once a week, I've been going by the DXL.
Hopefully he's there.
Just because I can't afford the clothing at the store. I can't afford T-shirts. So now my new thing is I block off an hour of my life so I could go to the DXL to see if my fairy godmother... My fairy godmother of being a big and tall man, Shaquille O'Neal, is giving away free T-shirts, giving a shopping spree.
I think he lives in Atlanta.
I'm
sorry. I think he works and lives in Atlanta.
You want to know what's crazy? It might be cheaper for me to book a flight, go to Atlanta, and get a DXL shopping spree from him there than to just buy a shirt in New York.
I mean, that's awesome. Shaq likes that. He likes to treat people and likes people to be like, "You really helped me out, Shaq."
Well, it's embarrassing. I've gone into this DXL so many times that this weekend I walked in and the guy go, "He's not here," and I walked out. This is how often I'm showing up looking for Shaq. And here's the thing about Shaq. When you walk in a room, no matter what size of the room, you know if he's in it or not.
Yes. Shaq's not hiding.
You don't need to go, is he around the bends, you know? You know if Shaq is in a room.
Yeah.
So some people get giveaways from win a prize, win the raffle. For me, I'm trying to win Shaq.
You're trying to see Shaq.
I'm trying to just see Shaq at the big and tall store so I could get a polo, so I could get a Ralph Lauren sweatshirt.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny that he's your fairy godmother.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
At a certain point, as a 35-year-old man, just hoping I bump into Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, maybe it'll happen.
I hope so. I would, and you know what would be even worse if I bumped into him and he didn't get me a T-shirt.
I think he would.
You think
if you're in the store?
I would. Oh God, to bump into Shaquille O'Neal. You have vision boards.
Yes.
And it was added recently to my vision board. A picture of Shaquille O'Neal and a credit card with the DXL.
That's awesome.
Here's how much I would appreciate from Shaquille O'Neal. He would go to pay for it. I go, "Shaq, I got a coupon."
You got
it. And you tell me that he wouldn't love that.
Yes.
Because I'm looking out for him.
Yeah, of course. He would love that.
So I think I might take a week off from going to the DXL looking for the love.
It would be funny if you guys met. He would make you feel small. There's not that many people I feel like that would make you feel as small as Shaq.
I want to feel small so badly.
I mean, a few NBA players would.
But
Shaq's one of them.
I would love
LeBron,
that.
obviously.
Yeah, I would love to feel small.
Yeah. Because they're just on a different level.
You know what it's like to pick up a shirt that says oversized tee and it's tight?
No. I don't.
Well, but yeah, no. So it's
but Shaq does. I mean,
Shaq does.
They live in a world where it's like the world is not made for them.
Shaq and I could connect on so much.
You really could.
Shaq, here's the thing. I'm closer to Shaq than I am to your neighbor.
For sure.
I would have more in common with Shaquille O'Neal than your mailman, than your neighbor.
Agree. I agree. I think that you would.
And here's the thing.
I like the idea of you and NBA players. I think that there's a funny dynamic between you and NBA players kind of learning different lessons that you could
lamenting with each other.
Yeah. Well, bonding.
I was once offended because my a girl in high school once told me I'm funny. I go, oh, thanks. She goes, yeah, you're funny like Shaquille O'Neal. And I remember I was offended by that.
Okay.
But looking back on that might have been one of the best compliments I've ever gotten.
Okay. This is what Shaq is.
Tell me. You know more about Shaq.
I know a lot about Shaq. And he feels his emotions, and I think he probably should do a better job of keeping his emotions in check, which I think he's grown.
That's good.
But he's talked about, like, he would get home from a game in Orlando and just destroy his entire house if he lost.
Come on, Shaq.
Like, he just has a hard time reining in, like, his ego.
Yeah.
He has a complicated relationship with his ego. It's very fragile. Like, if people say a certain thing, he doesn't handle that well. So,
I would only
but he just,
him.
of course. But he is very funny, and he does this thing where he, like, plays the upper hand a lot, though.
What do you mean?
Like, he's Shaq. What
He's
are you gonna? You can't
status.
step to me. Yeah, he's always playing high status a lot of times.
It's absurd. I'm still mad at Aaron Carter.
Why? What did Aaron Carter do?
He
Aaron
claimed
Carter's
to beat
dead.
Shaq.
He's dead.
I can still be mad at him that he claimed to beat Shaq.
No one mourns the wicked, I guess.
No. Oh yeah, Aaron Carter's dead. That's sad.
That is sad.
No, that wasn't even the most embarrassing thing. That I walked in the store, the DXL, and they go, "He's not here."
Okay.
Probably the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me. I got caught using my fat pocket.
Oh wow. What's that?
What's
an extra pocket?
No, a fat pocket is this beautiful thing that fat people have on them.
Okay.
It's where your belly extends onto your legs, and you could stick things in there so it holds.
Okay.
Fat people have a superpower. We have a lot of things that are hard. One thing that's makes our life easier is we have an extra pocket. We always are sitting on basically a fanny pack.
Like a utility belt.
It's a utility belt that you can keep stuff. So I was using it to keep my phone.
Okay.
A thin person glanced at me, and I stood up, and they glanced at the phone, how it stayed for a moment as I stood up.
Okay.
They glanced as if I was, I don't know, David Copperfield's Chris Angel mind freak. And then I pulled it out of my fat pocket, and then they went, I go, he'll never get it. You'll never get it, babes. So to be caught using, I think I should have been, I should be proud of it. After I was embarrassed of that moment, there's so much of society that shits on my experience. I should love that I have an extra pocket.
Yeah, definitely.
I now start looking at kangaroos and I go, we are compadres.
That's awesome.
We are brothers in this wicked world.
You have an extra pocket.
It's beautiful. Imagine, Rob. I'm gonna start utilizing it more often.
Yeah. What else are you gonna put? Pack of gum.
Gum is a dangerous game there.
Okay.
Because your fat pocket might start chewing it itself.
You got teeth?
I don't know what's there.
Okay.
I don't know what's there. It's I think that I might start putting pens.
Yeah.
I might. You tell me this. We're on a date.
Okay.
We're on a date. You go, my hair's a mess. I go, hold on. I pull a comb out my fat pocket. How do you feel?
So it's like a Mary Poppins thing.
It is. It's an infinity bag. You could open it and anything could come out.
Okay.
I'm pretty proud of it. I should be
That's
more
awesome.
proud of it.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting down, no one knows is what's happening on the top of my legs.
That's good. You have a secret.
Just a mystery.
It's for you.
We should be utilizing this in commercials.
Yeah. They don't want to sell. They're too afraid to sell fat people.
Boom. That's the word. They're too afraid.
Which is crazy.
These fucking cowards.
It's crazy.
These cowards. No, but I should be proud of that. That's something that it is like that experience of being overweight sucks. Having an extra pocket on your body, incredible.
It's crazy that America really doesn't. They're like trying to pretend like it doesn't exist.
What?
Fat people. The way they do ads, the way they do, it's like, it's crazy.
It is crazy that
that only skinny people are in commercials.
Consume.
Yeah, it's legitimately insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
And they want overconsumption.
The more that you spend
they're
time
trying
with
to
me,
sell
right.
overconsumption.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, but nobody that actually is consuming is fat.
Well, this is why one of the reasons, seriously, like I stopped wanting to audition for commercials was they'd send me like, oh, we're auditioning for this chocolate bar commercial. I'd be like, there's no fucking point of me doing this.
Yes.
There's 0 point. I'm never going to sell Reese's.
Yeah.
I'm never going to sell a Toblerone bar.
Yes. This is something I learned since seeing the behind the scenes of what you go through.
Which is why it's important to have friends of all.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
If you don't, that's what's
There's
so
a lot of
beautiful about
nuances
experience.
that people don't realize. There's just a lot of small things that pile up.
And it's okay. I mean, whatever. It's also, it is what it is, right? I can't be mad at it 24/7.
No.
I can't be. That's a sick existence too. You
Yes.
know, it would be not sick. Excuse me. I wanted to take that back. I want to say that would be an existence.
You
that's
would
just hurting
feel
me.
sick. Yes.
Yes.
You would feel sick.
I
get mad at the world 24/7 sometimes.
You can't change stuff.
And that's what people say.
You can't change stuff.
Oh, control your control. You can't change the world. Watch me try.
That's a sick man.
You can change the world. People can change the world.
Collective people, right? It's groups.
Collective people.
Yeah, but individuals lead it.
Individuals lead it.
That's what you're doing. But I don't. Here's the thing. I don't. The general public just hates fat people so much. I don't know.
Well, it is sad. Because they're afraid that there's some level of like maybe they're afraid to see themselves as that, or I don't. I'm watching The White Lotus last night.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's having this meltdown because he's about to be poor. And he's about to be like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Tell my family that we're poor now? And they are a level of wealthy that is like beyond wealthy.
Yeah.
Presumably they're, I don't know, $20 million, $50 million, $100 million. He's a big finance head. A lot. That's going to go, the FBI is investigating this situation and he's going to go to jail. And have to tell his family that they're poor.
Don't feel bad for you.
Not at all.
Not for a second.
And I'm not poor. Like, I did not grow up poor. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm poor. But I currently live in a world where I live my life a few weeks at a time. I have to figure out how I'm going to make rent every month. Like, I live this life. Like, this is my life. And it is what it is.
Financially, I'll be honest, I live in a negative.
Yeah, same. I've been living in a negative for quite some time.
Yeah.
So... But it is what it is. I'm figuring it out. Like, I believe in what I'm trying to do and whatever. I'm like, want to be doing what I'm doing more than the alternative.
And
which is like, I don't want to work towards just like serving capitalism, which is my decision. But
that's how it's good that you believe you could change the world too.
Yeah, because it needs to change for other people. I also want to try to stick up for other people that are in these situations.
You do a great job.
Yeah, because it pisses me off. And I'm like, I am someone who's charismatic enough, whatever, smart enough to try to figure something out to make some level, even if it's just in my community.
So you're a guy that could pull off an Hakuna Matata shirt.
I can pull off a Hakuna Matata shirt.
Who knows?
Exactly.
So
I'm like, all right, I got to figure some shit out. Yeah. I could be doing, I'm talented enough to survive in the world and contribute to the world in a way that doesn't just serve capitalism. That's how I feel. And that's something that if you say to some people, they might feel a type of way because they might be like, what, am I not talented? I don't know. I don't want to go around being like, it's a skill issue that you have to work at Amazon and I don't, but whatever. TBD that I don't have to end up getting one of those jobs again in my life.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Anyways, it's just interesting to see, like, this guy's worst fear is my current life.
It's crazy.
And there's a lot of people that their literal worst fear, and you hear people like snippets of it sometimes, of just like them being like, basically their worst fear is living the life that I live. The uncertainty, the what's going on in the world. Like, I don't know. It's
insane that's even a story plot.
Yes.
And that someone isn't speaking to it in the show.
What?
That like,
well, there's not a lot of poor people.
Oh, in the show. I've never seen White Lotus. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like a resort for all the richest people. There's like maybe the people that work there, so they can't speak to them.
Yeah.
But no, I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't care about any of that. That's my issue with the new season. I don't care about many of the characters. But I imagine that this is small. People drop small things, microaggressions, we could call them. Yeah, about that with being size too, of just being like their fear is to gain weight or I'm this. Yeah, you're right.
It's more than micro. Yeah. It's more than micro.
Yes,
please.
I agree. But that's more what I was trying to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, I talked to you before the episode. I saw this guy Dylan Moran. He just wrote an article about the JD Vance fat face that's going around, about how, like, is it right to laugh at this or not? And I want to say this, that as a fat person, to see an evil person exist in society and be like, we want to make fun of him. Let's not make fun of him for his actions. Let's do this. Make his face fat. That will really hurt him.
Yeah.
How should we hurt this person? How should we take this evil person and make fun of them? Make them fat even though they're not?
Yeah.
How is that the joke? How is that the evil thing? Like, make fun of a person's actions, not make them look closer to me.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
And then everyone's sharing it, and we want to make fun of this person. I totally get that. I'm on board for that. But just to be like, we're going to make him fat can't be the joke. I told you, I even feel bad when they just show pictures of Chris Christie being fat. And they show his fat pocket leaning over. Or him in the tight uniform, throwing out the first pitch. I'm like, this is not what we should be making fun of people for.
Yeah, I agree.
There's so many things that we could be making fun of him for, but just to be like, let's make fun of him for his physical appearance. Let's actually not even, JD Vance isn't overweight, isn't fat, and let's make him fat, and that will make him feel bad.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a skill issue. They're not able to create comedy.
I have this new thing that the whole world says they're funny. Almost nobody is funny. I
agree.
Believe
I agree.
Almost nobody in the world is funny.
I agree. And I spend a lot of time around you. I think you're very funny.
I barely think I'm funny sometimes.
I know you do, but you're very funny.
Here's the thing. I think that people could say I have a good sense of humor. And
no, you're funny.
That's not funny.
Having a good sense of humor is not funny.
No.
But you are funny.
Yes. No, I just mean in general.
Yes.
Like, we need to start articulating it. Everyone thinks they're funny. Whoever's made that meme goes, I'm funny. I made a bad person. I didn't take any of the source material. I just made him fat.
I know.
I just made him a big blob.
People want to talk about the state of comedy. The fucking Manos, they have really ruined the state of comedy.
Yeah.
The state of comedy, like what Elon Musk thinks is funny. He's the most unfunny person I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody more poorly be able to deliver lines in a comedic fashion.
He's bad. He's a meme.
Like
that was one. That is going down as one of the people I see it on lists all the time. Least funniest moments of our history, and they have Elon Musk saying I'm a meme thing.
It's just horrible, and people think this is funny. People think just like being offensive is funny. That's what happened with this whole pushback of I cannot fucking hear cancel culture, any of this shit. I cannot hear it again because the whole world thinks now that just being offensive is funny. And nobody's canceled. People are making tons of money by doing this, and I'm just like, if anybody says cancel culture to me, you are such a loser. And I hope you look back when you complained about cancel culture and you feel bad about yourself because now Donald Trump is the president, Elon Musk is running the country. The most evil men are doing horrible jokes and controlling every aspect of our lives. And you were bitching about cancel culture. People are going to get canceled. No, they aren't. And they did it.
I know.
And it's just like,
they made a ton of money.
How stupid do you look that you were this was an issue you cared about. This was an issue that you were like, cancel culture. And now you have less in the world and they have more. And what do? You get to laugh at racist jokes.
I mean, and
what do you want? You want to say
it's moved comedy to a bad place?
Yeah, it's horrible.
And that's why I even think people like that are laughing at the JD Vance thing, making him fat. It's because the comedy has moved more in that direction,
100%.
rather than having any like factual biting information,
being insightful. Yes, being performative. There's so many different ways to be funny.
There are so many
ways, and that we are seeing next to none of them by the state of comedy right now.
Yeah, and
it's sad because it's like, what do comedians want to do? They just want to do this fucking short form garbage content on the internet, and it's like, it's very sad. And I spend a lot of time around you and genuinely funny people, where it's just like I think
comedy has shifted to to a place where now everyone is accepting bad stuff. It's
bad.
And I think that even people who are liberal or people who feel open-minded,
not partisan.
Yeah, I don't think it is at all. That's why I just want to speak to that.
I agree.
Yeah, like it's not even people that just elected Donald. I think it's.
I mean, the liberals are the ones sharing the JD Vance joke.
Exactly, and it's just or people they use words I don't use.
Yes,
right. Just because I think that there's smarter ways.
People think a way of talking is funny, like a cadence, or they get into like, it's like, no, it's funny if it works for one person. Everyone can't just be like, I'm famously this or this, that, or that. It's like, all right, we use these like small little sentences.
I forgive people that try that because they're mimicking someone else as they figure out who they are.
Okay.
Right. I'll forgive people for at least they're not hurting people along the way.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. I think that's a difference. I think that we've just accepted more as a society of what we could say that everyone has shifted what they feel open making fun of.
Yes.
And I think especially with faceless internet culture, not even faceless internet jokes have moved comedy even more in that direction too.
Yes, I agree.
Like just meme culture or like creating AI jokes and stuff like that has just completely moved comedy to a more offensive, dumber, less intelligent, speaking to the truth. There was a book that I was required to read when I first started. It's called Truth in Comedy. That every comedy starts from a stem of truth, and then we exaggerate and we build from there. We look at truth, we pick it apart, and there is a lack of that, or there is just the lowest common denominator, which it speaks to. And it's also, I don't just blame the people that make that comedy, I blame the consumers, us, because we linger on it.
Yes.
There's a reason. If one person made that JD Vance fat face thing, and everyone goes, this is fucking weird. This is stupid. He just has a fat face. Who cares? I have a fat face.
Yes.
Who cares?
Yes.
I like, if someone just like, who cares? I blame the consumers.
Yes. I agree.
So I don't
it is
just
getting
blame
dumbed
them.
down. I mean, I don't laugh. If somebody's not funny and they're like trying to be funny, I don't laugh. Or I'll say something.
Yeah.
Especially with the men. Like sometimes, like I have a little more patience because I think women more times than not are trying to be funny in the way that I was just describing of like they have a little bit more of a framework, whereas men will just be offensive sometimes. But it could be both ways.
As someone that teaches comedy, I've seen it both ways.
Yeah,
too. But
I
it's
could see
obviously
it both
more
ways.
men. But like,
but I was gonna say you can make any joke if you are insightful, thoughtful, like have empathy around it, are performative. Like we do fat jokes. We probably have a fat joke clip twice, 3 times a month.
Yeah. Because also it's my experience. I get to talk about it. And I'm not talking about making fun of it. I love fat
you're
people.
being in a nuance, like you're speaking to the fat experience in a funny way.
I love fat. I told you, fat people are some of the best people ever.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's funny things that come with the experience that you speak to. And it's like
it would be crazy.
That's so much better comedy than just like person is fat. Yeah. What are we laughing at?
I know.
That's what's annoying about this all of this stuff, and it's just like you wanted this, so uncancel these people, and they're horrible.
I know. And here's the thing: I hate yelling about comedy, and I'm always like show don't tell, but I have a lot of funny. We have funny stuff out there you could see, right?
Oh, for sure. I agree. Yeah, well, this is hours and hours into a long situation.
But I do think that everything has changed, and it has been annoying to turn on the internet and just be like, oh, there's evil people, and they just make fun of them for their physical appearance. I don't like people making fun of Trump for his tiny hands. Like I don't think jokes like that are good. I think I believe don't make fun of people for their actions. That's why I kind of think
the orange man. It's just like I can't do this.
Well, here's the thing.
Anymore.
At
like,
least he's spray tanning himself. At least making fun of that is a choice he made out of insecurity. That's why I could get on board with that. That's why I think it's okay to make fun of someone's tattoos. They're at a certain point in their life, they go, "I want to be this cool."
That's true.
Like
that's me with the t-shirt.
Yes, that's you with the t-shirt.
Yeah.
If it was a choice you made, not something that was like forced upon you, or not something that you didn't have a choice about, we should not make fun of those things.
Here's my deal, which kind of you spoke to a little bit earlier. It's like they've done so much. There's so much out there in the world. There's so much in the world that if we're just going back to the orange man in 2025, I'm like, what are we doing? I've heard it. And guess what? I heard the orange man in 2015 and 2016 and 2017. I'm done with the orange man jokes.
I feel you, but here's the thing:
he's
it's
ruining
also
the world.
Consumption of how people are consuming, and like people consume stuff, and it's. And I'm to blame too sometimes. I'm watching TV, scrolling TikTok, texting.
Sure.
But I just need to get better about
Yeah.
I should not linger on stuff I don't agree with. And sometimes
I do that
also
a lot.
is the problem.
I do that a lot because I want to see. I think it's good to understand the points of view of these people and try to get into their psyche. How can they change? What's the deal? You need a large coalition to change the world.
I don't know. I didn't even know if I was going to talk about that because I don't have anything funny to say about it. It just annoys me.
I mean, that's why I like live comedy. I like improv specifically. And you're so good at it because you can just it just shows that you can make comedy from anything. And you can be thoughtful. You can make comedy that has heart and a point and is like commentary on what's the experience in the room. If it gets broader to the state of the world, I think that leaks in sometimes. But you can really make such a funny belly laugh show from nothing. So then it's just very hard for me to get on board with these people who are just relying on so many tools, so many tropes, so many things that have already existed, and then calling themselves funny. It's like, I'm sorry, you just don't have an ounce of talent.
Well,
and I value people like you, people that those are who I looked up to.
I also think there's a problem with clout being around comedy.
I agree.
I don't think it should exist around.
Well,
and I know that's hard for
but
me as a person that is financially needs comedy. I just
need it to survive, and clout is also money sometimes.
Yes, clout is money, yada yada, all that stuff.
But I don't think there's a very good correlation of talent and clout.
I agree,
and I don't necessarily think there's a huge correlation between talent and money.
I agree also.
From my experience in the comedy scene, I mean, I don't go to I used to go to 4 or 5 shows a week.
Yeah. Like
when you're in it and you're trying to learn and immerse yourself in a community.
There's a lot of funny people out there.
There's a lot of unfunny people.
But there also is a lot of funny people that no one knows about that don't have clouds.
I agree.
And I think that a lot of people now chase comedy for clouts.
Yes.
That there's a lot of people that this is a great way for me. I mean, think of a great way for me to transition from a reality show to a comedian, Vinny Guadagnino.
Yes, I mean it's a lot of that.
It's a lot of that. I'll name him. Name
the names, yeah.
Right?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
But that's just an easy person. You Google. Well, look at stuff.
A lot of people are just trying to do stand up.
Yes.
It's all right, I can do this. It's a way to make money.
Yeah. It is.
And then the podcast is an even less version of that. It's I could do less preparation and be less good at comedy and do a live podcast.
You know what happens then?
What?
That they're the ones who get ticket sales, these people with clout over skill and technique.
Yes.
And then
that's how we're here.
What the state of comedy becomes.
Yes. State of entertainment, I would even go as far as saying.
Tough.
Which is another reason why I saw Anora again.
Biggest supporter of the movie.
I mean, no, there's got to be more.
No, I know.
There's people. There's got to be some people that are going constantly. But I saw it again. I mean, I saw it in October, and then we're in March. 5 months. It won Best Picture. I'm I could see it with an audience because that's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool that you're in the movie.
There we go.
It's a beautiful movie. It's a great movie. I think rewatching it really made me love. I guess it's a spoiler. I'm going to say a spoiler a little bit. So, spoiler for Anora. It's in Anora. Sebastian is afraid of spoilers. It's fucking kryptonite.
I just
He absolutely cannot, which there's multiple schools of thought around spoilers. And to go on a little aside, it does annoy me. This is what I was talking to Sebastian about. It annoys me because I guess some people are able to see Severance a day or two early, and then they'll just tweet about it in this vague manner. They'll tweet about the episode and just describe it and be it's breaking reality. We learn more, whatever they say in the tweet, and it's just a little bit of a clout flex that you got to see it beforehand. And it's just let people see it first.
Yeah. I'm a type of guy who likes to go into a movie without even seeing the trailer.
I know. I am too.
I like that. I think that's incredible. I don't think movie trailers should exist, if I'm being totally honest.
Yes.
I think that we should just be this is people should just be it's amazing.
Yes.
I just want to.
I agree, but people don't have enough trust. If I have a good source and they tell me that the movie was good, I have a few people I really trust with my movie recommendations.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that because trailers don't actually tell you what the movie's about.
Yes.
How many times I saw a movie trailer that presented it was a comedy and then it shows up it's a drama.
Okay.
Or things along that nature.
Yeah.
Or they give major spoilers for the end of what's going to happen at the end of the movie. Or they show the funniest scene in the movie.
Which is ridiculous.
When they show the
funniest line
in the trailer, it makes me furious. So I'm a person who in my ideal world, I don't even know the title. I don't know who's in it.
Yeah.
My dream is I sit in a chair and they hit play and I go there.
I love that.
That is my dream movie watching experience. No trailer, no title, no idea who's in it, cell phone off.
I think that's great.
That is my ideal
100%
situation.
Yeah. I saw Parasite. I didn't
Diet Coke.
Okay. Of course.
Diet Coke. And I have a buddy that's running to do refills for me. Pee-pee, I could hold the whole time somehow magically. 3 Diet Coke.
He's got a Diet Coke, man.
I got a Diet.
No trailer, no title. Diet Coke man.
I got a Diet Coke man. A Diet Coke man running back and forth. A Diet Coke buddy doing the Diet Cokes for me. I don't need no snacks.
Yeah.
You know what I need? A pack of gum. I'm a psychopath that will
interesting.
sit there and chew a pack of gum in the whole
pack.
movie. I'll do a whole pack of movie.
Now I do the whole bucket of popcorn.
I know you do.
I like the popcorn.
And then you go, I got my tummy.
Sometimes.
This is
I
Rob.
didn't eat. Sometimes I don't eat, and then I do the tummy.
My tummy. Oh, my tummy.
But anyways, you don't like spoilers.
I don't like spoilers.
Even an ounce of an illusion. But it is, and I do find the people that are like, we got to see it a day early, and then just like allude to spoilers. This is for you to feel cool.
Yeah.
And I'm good on that.
Yeah.
But I rewatched Anora in theaters, and incredible movie. I liked it more the second time.
Here we go.
And I really liked.
People continue just telling me they don't like it. I don't know why.
Well, I liked it more the second part.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I watched it again.
I loved it.
Yes.
I just don't know why people are reaching out to me if they don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why to reach out?
I don't know.
Why reach out?
Movie opinions are a very fragile thing. And there's a lot of discourse around it, I guess, right now.
Sure. But
watching it again made me really love, because I love, obviously, the build-up. The first act is incredible. I love the first act. It is made to make you feel good. It is there to make you, like, fall in love, to get you on this super high.
Yes.
Right? That's what the first act is for. And, like, obviously, it's hard to watch the movie and not have some fun in the first act.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Yeah. It's a party. It's an hour-long party.
And your boy's a good time.
Yeah.
In real life. Yeah, in real life.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So that.
Not that part.
I know. I'm watching. I'm like, we got to go to Vegas.
I don't live that life, but.
No. I'm watching it. I'm like, we got to go to Vegas. I'm like, this is my new dream, is that we could buy the Anora house and run the operation out of the Anora house. I'm like, this is now my new dream, is that Loud About Nothing is headquartered out of the Anora house.
Very different dreams. You Loud About Nothing headquarters. Shaquille O'Neal buys me a t-shirt.
I'm thinking, that's a cool dream, no?
Yeah, it is very cool.
Would you not be like, imagine if we had a podcast and we could headquarter out of the Anora house? I mean, in this dream, you're living there too, if you want.
I figured
you could live there. I'm
nice.
like Sebastian to live there.
That's nice. Thank you, Brad. This is nice.
I don't need to fuck in the Anora bedroom upstairs. That's for Sebastian.
Wow.
I just visit and we do the pod.
It'll happen once every 5 years.
So obviously, whatever, the first act. But I watched Anora for the second time.
Yeah.
And it really made me fall in love with the part of the movie where they're looking for him.
Uh-huh.
Because I think it's such a love letter to Brooklyn and the neighborhood and just like all the different pockets of that part of Brooklyn. Because that's what they do. They just are searching through the neighborhood.
It's almost like they wrote where they wanted to go rather than the characters.
Which was exactly. Yeah. And it's like, all right, they go to the candy store and they have this scene at the candy store that feels New York. It doesn't feel out of place. Like, it feels very New York type of thing where something's going to get smashed with the bat. There's two Armenian guys. Like, they have the scene in Tatiana's where they're in the crowded restaurant, and I saw, like, that they just went to Tatiana's and shot, and there was people that were dining were at, like, that's what it is. Incredible. It was there. They go to a diner. They're about to get towed, which is such a New York experience, and they have this interaction with you.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. They have the iconic shot walking past the cyclone.
I love that.
There's so many beautiful shots of, like, Coney Island, walking to Brighton Beach, and just going through the neighborhood, interacting with the neighborhood. I've been seeing more about, like, people that work and live in the neighborhood are in the movie.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So it made me really, because the first time I'm like, know your part's coming up, and I'm anxious, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm paying attention, but now that there's been some time and I'm rewatching it, I'm just like, oh, it's such a love letter to Brooklyn when they're looking for him.
Can I tell you this? No one's better to tell that story than someone from New Jersey.
Damn right, baby.
I swear to God, and I mean
Look
it.
at how I'm talking about it.
I truly mean it.
I agree.
No one loves Brooklyn more than a guy from New Jersey. Why? Because it's just like that's your fantasy. That's where you
my
yearn
family's
to
from.
go.
That's where my family's from.
Yes, because that's where you had to leave. Because things got to
Exactly.
you had to settle down.
Yeah.
So it's always the fantasy of returning.
Yes. You're right. That is.
I swear to God, nobody loves New York than a person from Jersey.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about this on the Patreon too. But
people from Manhattan don't give a shit. They wouldn't even know where to film. They go, I don't know, we go Sweet Green?
No, they wouldn't say that. Maybe some people.
Some people in Manhattan, like, it depends
But
what part.
The lifers. Yes.
But people from New Jersey, if they're from there, they fantasize about it. I always said the skyline is, the view of the city is for the people outside of it.
Okay.
The skyline is for me in Staten Island, so driving across the Verrazano Bridge going, I want to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the first place I ever lived was Brooklyn Heights, and every night I would just go look at the skyline.
That's why that's my favorite view, is from not in Manhattan.
Me
it's
too.
outside Manhattan.
Of course.
Yeah. Which makes sense. If you think about it for 10 seconds, I'm saying nothing smart.
Yeah. Which we'll talk about this on the Patreon.
We will.
I guess. But I had to go retrieve my car from the city on Saturday morning, and I'm on like 9th and Avenue C.
Saturday
I had to get out of an Uber because I was going to throw up.
Friday night, people, was an event for Rob.
So I'm in Alphabet City. I have to get out of the Uber early. I'm 31 years old. I throw up, and I'm just sitting on the side of the street, back up against a brick wall, eating a bagel next to where I just threw up. And I'm like, damn, my grandparents literally moved from Italy to like around the corner and lived here. And now I'm around the corner being a fucking degenerate at 31 years old. And I had a nice little moment with myself where I'm thinking about my family roots and just how far we've come.
From Ellis Island, on the corner.
Which, who knows? Maybe one of my family members got drunk and threw up on the side of the road. So like I was like, maybe we're fucking bonding over that. But it's such a beautiful love letter. I one of the guys on my swim team, I was talking to him that I was going to go see it again in theaters, and he grew up in Brighton Beach, and whatever, we were talking about Brighton Beach, and he's a swimmer, and he was talking about how he, with the same group of people, has swam in the ocean in Brighton Beach. Like, his friends, I guess, from growing up. No, they don't wear, I'm like, oh, you wear a wetsuit? He goes, no, we go in, we swim for like 2 minutes, we come back, whatever.
Oh, cool.
And there's a small moment in the movie, not in when they're looking for him, like when they're on the up, where they're on the beach, and a woman goes in the water, and she just has a bathing suit on, and it's the first 2 weeks of January, and they're just like, they can't believe that it happened. And I'm like, I bet you that they just saw people swimming, and we're like, that's so funny. And then they just shot that moment, and they have that interaction.
Because that's classic Sean Baker. Especially, I keep getting stuff about him, and like the famous shot from the Florida Project with the rainbow. The rainbow just appeared, and he was like, get the girls, we need to shoot this.
Oh, I saw that too. And he's like, we just saved millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. And it is really such a good job of like creating this love letter to that part of Brooklyn. Yeah. Which just didn't register as much, I guess, for me on the first time around.
That's beautiful. I'm really happy that you had that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you're in it. You're a New York improv legend. And it's an improv movie. And I think I'm like, oh, it must have been, we have to capture all these aspects of Brooklyn. And like yours is one of them.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for seeing it again, Rob.
It's great. I'm going again. It's only going to be in theaters a few more weeks. This is my new take. This is the people aren't going to like.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a new take. That if you haven't seen Anora in theaters, then you haven't seen Anora. That's my take. You need to see it in theaters.
Go on.
I think for multiple reasons. One, you need to feel the up. You need to feel the first act. When you're in the theater and the song comes on, today's going to be the greatest day, and you're in the strip club and you feel what she's feeling. Then you're in the strip club for 15 minutes. You're in this or however long. And then you're like, she's on the train. To be hard cut on the train, now on the streets. Like, you feel it differently when you're in the theater.
You're immersed in it, and the energy shift is real.
It's very real. When the party is happening and you're immersed in the party, you feel like you're in the mansion when the party's happening. You feel like you're in Vegas. Yeah. And then you feel the fucking immediate change in the second act, then you feel like you're in Brooklyn. You're on the beach.
Yeah.
You see the ocean.
That's awesome.
You're watching Coney Island. You see the cyclone.
So what's so beautiful about it, you're saying, is that you really emotionally you're along for the journey, and when you're at home watching a movie, you're not in it totally.
You're not in it totally. You're not feeling what they want you to feel. He made it for theaters. It's still not on streaming for a reason.
Yes, and and
this is a movie that they wanted to win Best Picture, and they didn't put it on streaming pre-Oscars, which was by design.
Ballsy move.
Very ballsy move.
Yeah.
But he's talking all this stuff about like go to the movies, and it's like this is what the artist wants of the audience, is to view it,
absorb the medium in which the artist created it for.
That's how I feel. I'm like, I can't say that I've seen the Mona Lisa if I've seen a picture of it.
I believe that.
Yeah,
that's so true. When I first saw Van Gogh in person, I go, wow, I could really actually see the brushstrokes.
Of course.
And that's what
you
I
feel
like.
The artist more.
Yeah.
So I've seen Starry Night, obviously. I know about Starry Night, but have I actually seen Starry Night? No, I don't think so. I don't think... Like, I know there's some movies that are made for Netflix.
Yeah.
There's some movies that are made for that medium. And those
great.
movies, then you've seen them.
That's great. Like, that is going to be part of it, you know?
But I'm talking about this recently, and people are like, oh, so you've never seen so many movies if you haven't seen it in theaters. I'm like, if they intended for me to see it in theaters, then no. I guess I haven't seen Goodfellas.
But this is what...
And I can only imagine...
how good that was.
Seeing Goodfellas in the theaters and going on that ride, it's a totally different adventure.
Well, this is why they re-release movies. You saw Spider-Man back in theaters.
That's something I brought up when I'm talking about this.
That's
I'm like,
good.
You have to... Seeing Spider-Man in theaters opening weekend and then seeing Spider-Man on my TV on an iPad, it doesn't do the same justice.
No.
And I have a beautiful TV. But even then, there's
Don't get it twisted.
There's something about being in the theater, being immersed in it. It's a live show. When you're sitting there with the communal experience, you're in it.
How it was supposed to be absorbed.
Yes.
Consumed.
Yes. It's a live event. I shouldn't say a live show.
Yes.
So it's just, I know, I hate to do this, but if you have not seen Anora in theaters, then I don't think you've seen it.
Go see it.
But I loved it the second time.
That's nice.
I think, yeah.
I was thinking about it. Like, there's all these people that they will have credits from, like, when they're 20 years ago, they'll have a movie next to their name. I'll probably have that for
forever.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Pretty cool.
I noticed the line "you love" this time. I guess I didn't really notice it or pick it up. With the nails, she's manifesting.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny.
One of my favorite lines of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. The whole, I think, the performances are great. Yeah. Every minute, I'm enthralled in it. I really love how much you love it. I've had a lot of my friends really loving it, and that makes me feel so beautiful and so great. Most of my friends from Jersey love it, but you're talking about the Jersey.
Sometimes when something is so big and feels bigger than you, sometimes people feel like they could shit on it. You know,
I agree.
Which when things get popular, as you know, with LeBron, they think like if it holds a high regard, people just want to shit on it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, honestly, take that business somewhere else. I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just straight up, like, I don't want to be involved in that conversation because I loved it and I'm a part of it. And
yes.
I even without me being a part of it, I liked it. So, loved it.
That's me too. Like, if you weren't in it, I think I would still really fucking love this movie.
Yeah, I told you. It felt like a Scorsese kind of adventure movie.
Yeah.
Like, it had so many genres. Yeah, go see it, people.
So, that's what makes it so cool that you are this slice of, like, in the love letter to New York section of the movie.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I just got a DM that they watched a movie in their acting class and they were dissecting how realistic I played the tow truck driver without. I
mean, you do a great job.
No, I know, but
you really do a great job.
An acting teacher was talking about how good of an actor I am.
You are. Well, when you open the door, you fucking. I also know you at that time. You were going through a lot. I mean, you feel the fucking effects of the working class being beaten down by oligarchs, and that you just fucking let it rip. Baby.
It was happening in real life to me.
Fuck you. And he got to. I was like, oh, you got to fucking express this.
Yeah. I guess
in the best picture.
It. Yeah.
Because that was a tough time.
That was a tough time for Seabass.
Yeah. And you shot it, and you did a great job.
Yeah.
Fuck me, fuck you.
Hell yeah.
We could say this because I think it's funny, and then we'll leave. But we did a post last week about Anora, and we took screenshots from the scene.
Yeah.
And I was gonna maybe write what you said in the screenshots.
Yeah.
So I wrote on my notebook all of I tried to write the funny Sebastian lines because he says the F word 16 times. I counted them.
Yeah.
And then I'm going through writing get the fuck out of the car, fuck me, fuck you, fuck the Russians, whatever, all the things. And then I just am doodling. You were on the phone and I had to be quiet or whatever. And I'm doodling on the thing, get the fuck out of the car. I'm writing in cursive. I do a little whatever. Then I leave. And
I just find this piece of paper. I don't know that he's writing down my lines. All I see is on a giant piece of paper.
Fuck me, fuck you.
Fuck me, fuck you. And then get the fuck out of the car in giant letters with all lines around it. And then a signature underneath. And I go.
I do write my signature. When I doodle, I write my signature sometimes.
Just one. And I go, I need to check in on him. Because I wasn't even clocking it was my lines. Because it was just the F word a bunch and him getting up. And I was like, wow, I need to check in on Rob. But I guess I need to check in on me. Beautiful. All right, we'll hop over the Patreon. Before we get out of here, Robbie and I do want to say that COVID happened 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
5 years ago, COVID started in New York City, changed everything forever. If you don't, was literally changed both of our lives, changed the entire world.
Yeah.
It was one of the hardest, worst times for a lot of New York. It stripped people. So many people died. It was
and we're
brutal.
Still living in the aftermath, or we're still living in the world.
People are still getting
COVID.
People are not getting vaccinated. People are.
I think. Yeah, and it just the transfer of wealth that was able to happen during COVID, we feel the effects of. Yeah. I think as a collective group of people, most people are worse off now. Maybe it was at first that was varying degrees, but I think as this has progressed, we're just seeing the collective suffering is just growing and growing. And it doesn't feel.
I think you'll be able to look back at COVID as a big turning point for a lot of that stuff too.
It doesn't feel like we don't still have a light at the end of the tunnel of a world that we I don't even know where we would go back to. And it's sad. And I think it's we think about memorializing 9/11 and other large losses that we've suffered. And COVID is the largest, and we're still living in it. And the effects, economic effects, political effects, those world effects, human behavior effects, and dividing us.
People are
destroying communities.
Than ever, you know, lonelier than ever, and I think that is from that.
So to not give it its solace or reflect on that or think about that it seems insane to me.
Well, I mean, hopefully people speak to it during the week. It hasn't happened, the official New York closed shutdown day, but I imagine people will be posting about it when it does, you know?
Yeah.
And
because we say never forget, and I lived in the World Trade Center not in the World Trade Center. I lived 1 block away from the World Trade Center.
We don't need to.
You could say in the World Trade Center.
You can?
No. But I will say this: if I lived on the corner, well, it's a bunch of buildings, so that it's a center.
Okay.
It's a center, and I lived 1 block away.
Okay, okay. Because those aren't but
residential
buildings.
You would go the Century 21 was on my corner. They would be Century 21 at World Trade Center. The Italy at the World Trade Center.
Because
they're on my corner.
We don't need to get into this debate.
But okay, all right. But anyways, I'm living in the World Trade Center, and every day for months it was empty. I'm walking around the Oculus, there's nobody there. I'm walking around downtown, there's nobody there. And it was just a very eerie thing. And it's just you think about 9/11, but it's also, this was its own thing that ended up being more severe. But similar to 9/11, I think the aftermath changed the way that society runs.
Mm-hmm.
This event happened, and then we respond in a horrible way.
Yeah.
And it changes the way that the world is run. And I think the similar thing happened with COVID, and it's just we need to give it that memorial. And some people feel too fucking tough, or COVID was fake, fuck Fauci, whatever the fuck, and they are not able to come to terms with the fact that they were affected by this negatively. And I don't know. I think it's important.
Well, here we recognize that it was a complete tragedy and continues to affect people. So that's it. Beautiful. We're gonna go over the Patreon. Robbie had a mess of a weekend.
I did have a mess of a weekend.
But I'll tell you, it was Rob. Not a good showing.
No,
I'll talk to
bad,
you.
bad.
I'll talk to you over there. Beautiful. All right, Robbie, hit the music.